Check out all of the cool animals that I saw in the wild when I visited Wyoming. So I just got back to Washington State from visiting Wyoming and I took a trip to the Grand Teton National Park and it was incredible. I saw a whole bunch of really cool animals out in the wild while I was there and it just got me thinking. I'm blessed to live in Washington State where it is also beautiful. We also have three national parks. How many of these animals that I saw in Wyoming also can be found in Washington? Let's take a look. I think this was the coolest animal I saw. It was a moose. We kept our distance. It was just munching on some snacks on this hike in the national park. It looks like we do have moose in Washington State. The latest data I can find from Fish and Wildlife is from 2015, which back then, more than 10 years ago, it says there were about 5,000 moose estimated in Washington State. I got to see this cute little fox, which it turns out is in Washington State, but the Cascade red fox is actually endangered at a moderate to high level. So I was really excited to see this. Another cool critter I saw in mass quantity was a bison. In fact, a lot of different bison. I sat and watched them from my car and had a blast. Bison are hugely important in Washington State for our local tribes. A lot of them live on our local reservations, actually. I had a blast watching them. These two were having a ball. I also saw a ton of elk. At one point, a herd of elk actually crossed the road ahead of me, so that was really cool to see. Kept my distance there as well. I also saw a few stragglers throughout my couple days in Wyoming, so that was fun. And yes, we do have elk in Washington State. There's two subspecies on each side of the mountain. So some on the west side, some on the east side, two different species. The one animal that I did not see, which I'm not mad about not seeing, was a bear. Wyoming has both black and brown bears, and they're coming out of hibernation right now. So that's one of the big things they want everybody to be aware of. I was okay not seeing them. Of course, in Washington State, we know that we have black bears. And if you've watched any of our coverage at King 5, you know that brown bears, or grizzly bears, are going to be reintroduced back into the Cascades, which is their natural habitat. This is part of a federal plan to reintroduce them back to places where they're native.